All members and officers to this meeting of Coychurch Crematorium Joint Committee, which has been convened as a remote meeting. Meetings being recorded and will be available via the Council's website to be viewed as soon as possible following the meeting. The meeting agenda pack can also be viewed on the Council's website. Everyone participating in the meeting will be attending from remote locations. Please could everybody ensure that mobile phones are switched off or to silent mode. Members and officers will be speaking at various points during the meeting, and those members speaking may switch their microphones on at that point. At all other times, attendees should keep their microphones off. Please remember to keep the cameras on for the duration of the meeting. If any members or officers wish to raise a point or question, they should press the raise hand icon at the top right hand side of the Microsoft Teams window. And I'll come to you in order to receive requests. Please lower your hand once you finish speaking. Please don't use your microphone until I invite you to do so. I also ask the officers to introduce themselves as and when I invite them to speak during the course of the meeting. Officers from Democratic Services will be supporting the meeting. In the event of any vote, the Democratic Services officer will call out the names of the members in question in order that they may cast their vote either for, against, or abstain. So now proceed to the agenda business. And item number 1 is apologies for absence. Do we have any apologies?
I haven't received any, Chair.
I received a note not long ago of Councillor Paul Davis may be joining late, but if he doesn't join, give us apologies. I see Councillor Bennett's now arrived. That's good. The link's working, so no other apologies. No, nothing from RCT, no. Okay. So item 2 then, declarations of interest. Are there any declarations of interest to declare? No. Okay. Item 3, approval of minutes from 21st of June 24 on pages 3 to 8. Are we happy? Zach?
Yeah, it's an extremely minor point. So for the recording, as requested, Zach Shell, I'm the head of operations for Bridgend County Borough Council, but in relation to this board, I'm the clerk and technical officer. And actually, my point about the minutes was actually extremely minor, but it was actually just the recording of my title in the minutes was an old title of head of neighbourhood services. So it's as per as I've just said. I think for the purposes of this board, it's clerk and technical officer as opposed to anything else. Just a very minor point.
No, thank you for that, Zach. That can be corrected. Appreciate anybody happy with the minutes. So we're going to move on and second for the minutes as shown with that amendment. Christopher, hang on. Chris?
Just for the purposes of recording, my name is Christopher Morris. I'm the financial manager for financial control and closing. Similar point to Zach's point. It's got me down as accountant, but it should be finance manager, really speaking.
Okay.
So, okay. Just a
yeah, no, let's get that correct. Yep. I think Councillor John was going to move in and Councillor Caparros second. Yep, happy with that. Okay. All in favour? Or all happy? And Councillor Bennett says, well, we are thin on the ground, but there's 4 of us here. Right. That's that done. So, item 4 then, Green Flag Award, pages 9 to 14. And over to you, Joanna.
I think Zach is going to take
Zach? Sorry,
yeah,
I think so. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so just for the running order, I'll take this one, and John will take the next report, Chair. So yeah, the Green Flag Award report. A very brief update from myself. I won't read through the report. It's there for the members to have perused. Now, I think probably all of the members on the call will be familiar with the Green Flag Award. It's been mentioned a number of times in the past, but you know, just to recap, it is that benchmark standard of excellence that is recognised in our green spaces and landscaped areas, which we maintain, that we apply for on a regular basis at the Coychurch Crematorium. And this is very much just one of those good news reports to confirm that the award has been given again to the team at the crematorium, and for 15 years in a row now. So really brilliant achievement. And I just wanted to present this report because it's a chance for me to thank Joanna and the team, for the work that they do at the grounds there. Every time I visit, it always looks superb, and that is reflected in the award that we've received and continue to receive year on year. It can be quite easy to become complacent and just assume we always get it, but it is only down to the hard work of Joanna and the team, and my thanks to them. Any queries on the report, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Zach. And I see Councillor Starhead's now joined as well. Welcome, Councillor Starhead. Go to Councillor John. You're on mute. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would just like to endorse Zach's comments. Absolutely superb, and it just speaks for itself. 15 years, fantastic.
Okay, do you like to move the report if you're not in?
Yep, happy to remove the report.
Okay, Councillor Caparros.
Yes, again, congratulations, Evan, on all your hard work. Tremendous result, 15 years of green flag. I did see in the report it said there's no ceremony this year for receiving it, but they'll deliver directly to you. Does that mean there will be something locally, or are they just cutting back to save costs, or just wonder what the background is on it?
Shall I come in there, Zach?
Yeah, I think this first happened during COVID, didn't it? But I'm not sure why it hasn't restarted, to be honest, because I recall it stopping the ceremony during COVID, but I don't know if you've got any news as to why they might not have restarted the process.
No, you're right, Zach. It did stop when we first hit COVID, and hasn't restarted, and their excuse for that doesn't seem to be anything obviously to do with COVID now, but I just simply think it's financial, and the ceremonies are their way of cutting back. So yeah, they just send the certificates and the flag directly to the crematorium, and it's flying on the flagpole at the moment, but no ceremony.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think it's part of the way they keep Wales tidy financial cutbacks. It's rates, I suppose it's happening across the board.
Yeah.
But it's been moved and seconded, and I think it's almost the point it needs to be green flag plus now for those that exceeded 15 years. Perhaps we should put that as a benchmark. There'd be very few in the country, but Coychurch Crem would be one of the green flags. Perhaps should be gold flag, perhaps. Because it's amazing. I've been involved in green flag from day one, many years ago, and it's not an easy thing to obtain, and the paperwork behind it sometimes. But it's pleasing to see, and massive thank you to all the staff involved in keeping that standard, to Joanna and your team, because it is a team effort. So that's great news. So it's been moved and seconded. All okay? Happy with that from noting? Thank you. The agenda, item 5 then, internal audit. Coychurch Crem on page 15 to 26. Who's taking this one?
Thank you, Chairman. I'll take this. Good afternoon, members of the Joint Committee, and for the benefit of the tape, as you all know, I'm Joanna Hamilton, the Bereavement Services Manager and Registrar for Coychurch Crematorium Joint Committee and Bridgend County Borough Council. So the internal audit of the crematorium is on page 15 to advise the Joint Committee of the recent internal audit, and the audit report itself is attached at page 19. And the internal audit review of the crematorium was undertaken as part of Bridgend Council's 2024-25 internal audit plan. And this was a comprehensive audit with testing incorporating fieldwork in respect of the financial year 2023-24, and looking in detail at a number of objectives, including the crematorium's governance in relation to monitoring arrangements for performance management, budgetary reviews and scrutiny, the crematorium's income management in relation to monitoring of debts, recording of income and timely banking, and the crematorium staffing in relation to the accounting management of new starters and the leavers and employees, and the crematorium's invoice and order management, ensuring that orders and invoices are authorised in line with delegated authorisation limits and with the correct segregation of duties, and are recorded in a timely manner through the council's accounting systems and in compliance with financial procedure rules, and that there are also the further controls in place to enable certification of the crematorium's financial annual return, which ended 31st of March 2024. And I'm pleased that many strengths and areas of good practice were identified for each audit objective. No areas for improvement were identified during the audit, and no recommendations were raised, removing the need for a management action plan. The audit opinion concluded the highest level of assurance as substantial assurance that a sound system of governance, risk management and control exists, with internal controls operating effectively and being consistently applied to support the achievement of objectives in the areas audited. The Joint Committee is recommended to please note the report. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Joanna. I'm just checking about a message of Councillor Heather Griffiths now can't join. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Michael can send an invite to Councillor Heather Griffiths, but she's struggling to join, a bit like Councillor Bennett does with the lack of a link. Thank you, Joanna, for that. The audit report, and it's pleasing and amazing to see that substantial assurance. I'm not sure how many organisations achieve that, but this Councillor Griffiths. Welcome, Councillor Griffiths, Madam Mayor. Okay, so we have the report before us. Any questions? Could move and second? Are we happy with the report for noting? Councillor John, move in. Sorry, on mute, Councillor John.
It's just good news once again, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Absolutely excellent. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any second? No further questions?
Second, Chair.
Lady, second, yeah. Thank you. Councillor Bennett. Welcome, Councillor Griffiths, Madam Mayor. You've got the link. We've got a few technical difficulties. You're not on your own. Right, okay. That's been moved and seconded. No further questions. We're happy with that. We'll move on to the next item. I'm trying to be too clever. I'm going to try and do it all online without having paper copies at all. One screen. But again, right. Next item, item 6, revenue monitoring statement. Page 27 to 36. Who's taking that one?
That'll be myself, Chairman.
Oh, Dean, right. Okay, over to you.
Yeah. So thank you, Chairman. For the purpose of the recording, my name is Dean Jones, and I'm the accountant of the Financial Control and Closing team for Bridgend County Borough Council. 1 second. The purpose of the report, which starts on page 27, is to inform the Joint Committee of income and expenditure for the first quarter of the 24-25 financial year, along with a projection for the final outturn for 24-25, and to provide an update to the committee in relation to the annual accounting statement 23-24, which has gone to audit. That can be seen on Appendix 1 in the report. Nothing has changed from the previous meeting we had in June with relation to that. So all the figures are exactly the same, and it's gone to audit for them to finalise the report. As illustrated in point 3.1, it shows that the projected budget surplus for 24-25 is £405,000, which is an increase in the budget projected surplus of 256 by £149,000. The surplus will increase the available reserves held by Coychurch Crematorium. The variances are shown in Table 1 on point 3.1 on page 28 of the report. As you can see, the main variance is from the projected investment income, which is the interest calculated on the projected cash balance, which we incorporated from 23-24 onwards. And we project that there's a total of, I think it's £106,000 for the year, which is £26,000 for this quarter. And what we'll do, we'll adjust that every single quarter to take into account actual movement that has actually occurred. We have also in point 3.2 is illustration of the capital financing that we've got in place. We did project that it was going to be £75,000, which was the flower court extension and groundworks. But as the flower court extension was completed last year, that has been removed from the projection. So now we've only got the groundworks of £50,000. As in illustrating point 3.3, which is on page 29 of the report, it highlights the balances which were held as of 23-24 annual return, which is on appendix 1 of the report. And as I said earlier, these are exactly the same as what was presented in the June 2024 meeting. What I recommend to the Joint Committee is to note the income expenditure for the first quarter of 24-25 financial year, along with the projection of the final outcome for 24-25 and the position in relation to the audit of the annual accounting statement 23-24, as shown in appendix 1. I'd like to thank you all for listening and return back to the chair.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you for that. Can I take people to report for moving and seconded, and then take any questions? So, John, happy to move, yeah?
Just happy to support the report, the recommendations, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councillor Griffiths. Moved and seconded. Any questions, queries, concerns? It's all made it a little bit too easy for us, isn't it? It's a little bit. No, everything is on track. Everything's looking good. If only, I've said it before, if only could copy this model to the whole council. I know all councils perhaps across. It's easier said than done, I know. But
Don't jinx me now, John.
Sorry.
Don't jinx me.
From an operational and financial point of view, if it could be replicated, it would make things a lot easier. But I know but everything is great. I mean, the accounts put before us, everything is ticking over nicely, and no concerns. So again, thank you, Joanna and the team and the finance team for the work that's done there to keep everything on track. It's really comforting to know. I do wish it'd be nice if there's more members here today from the Joint Committee, because we are lower numbers, but yeah, quality over quantity. So if there's no further questions, we're happy. We've moved and seconded. We're all in favour, I take it? Yeah, we'll go. What, the last, is there one more? To urgent items. I haven't been notified of any urgent items. Take it nobody's got any urgent item they need to raise. No. Okay. On that basis, it's 14:20. I can't believe we finished this in 20 minutes. I thought it might take an hour, but anyway. As long as we've covered all the business.